Good day, viewers. Welcome to AfroFreedom, your trusted source for in-depth geopolitical analysis and timely updates from across the globe. Before we get into today's topic, a quick disclaimer: the following content is based on publicly available information and is intended to provide an objective analysis. The views expressed are for informational purposes only and not meant to incite or promote any political bias. If you find our content informative and valuable, please take a moment to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Now, on to the story that's sparking widespread conversation. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the transitional president of Burkina Faso, has landed in Moscow to take part in Russia's 80th Victory Day celebrations, a momentous occasion commemorating the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945. This visit places Traoré among a select group of global leaders invited to one of Russia's most symbolic national holidays. This appearance is more than ceremonial. It's a clear diplomatic signal. Burkina Faso, under Traoré's leadership, is gradually realigning its international partnerships. Over the past year, the nation has strengthened ties with Russia as part of a broader shift by the Sahel region's military-led governments. From diplomatic visits to military cooperation agreements, we are witnessing a recalibration of power dynamics on the African continent. Victory Day, observed annually on May 9, holds deep significance in Russian national identity. This year, the 80th anniversary carried even more weight, especially as Russia finds itself increasingly isolated by the West over its ongoing war in Ukraine. Yet, despite sanctions and diplomatic rifts, 29 countries sent representatives to Moscow, with leaders from China, Brazil, and several African nations taking part, signaling that Moscow is far from friendless on the global stage. For Burkina Faso, the trip comes at a time of high domestic and regional stakes. The country is in the throes of a complex conflict, with jihadist insurgencies displacing more than 2 million people and threatening national cohesion. In the midst of this crisis, Traoré has cast himself as a nationalist, anti-imperialist leader determined to break from traditional Western dependence and chart a new path of sovereignty and self-determination. In 2024, Burkina Faso welcomed the reopening of the Russian embassy in Ouagadougou after a 30-year absence. That move was followed by a pledge from Moscow to support the newly formed Alliance of Sahel States, a bloc made up of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, both militarily and politically. These states have all experienced recent military coups, cut ties with France, and voiced strong criticism of perceived Western exploitation. But what does this alignment with Russia actually mean for the people of Burkina Faso? Are the promised benefits, security, investment, and independence realistic, or merely symbolic? There are competing narratives. Supporters argue that Russia offers an alternative to exploitative Western influence. They point to Moscow's track record of supporting African nations without overt interference in their domestic politics. Detractors, however, question Russia's long-term commitment and warn of potential dependencies that may arise, especially given the Wagner Group's activities across Africa and allegations of human rights abuses. As President Traoré appeared alongside Vladimir Putin, some online videos showed him being warmly welcomed by Russian officials. Other clips suggest active engagement with Russian military figures and policy leaders. Yet amidst this fanfare, the broader question lingers: how will this growing partnership translate into tangible benefits back home? Traoré's trip also mirrors a larger wave of Pan-African sentiment sweeping parts of the continent. From Ouagadougou to Bamako, young people are increasingly vocal about reclaiming African agency, economically, militarily, and ideologically. This narrative, often shared on social media, celebrates leaders who defy Western pressure in favor of sovereign choices. Whether Russia becomes a true partner in that vision, or simply replaces one form of dependency with another, is still up for debate. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What are the potential benefits and risks of Burkina Faso's closer relationship with Russia? Do you think this realignment will lead to greater stability in the Sahel region? Could Russia become a long-term, reliable partner for African nations, Or is this just strategic posturing? Your voice matters. Let us know where you stand. As always, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this analysis or learned something new, please like this video, share it with your network, then subscribe for more deep dives into African and global affairs. Stay informed. Stay empowered. Until next time.